Jerry, another thing that I have noticed, certainly when I was listening to you delivering the opening, the rebuttal, your questions, and also in this interview, is that you have a way with words. There's always a brilliant phrase which absolutely encapsulates what you want to say and conveys what it is that you mean. And I noted that there were some really quite phenomenal phrases that you used, one being that when you address a jury during your rebuttal. We're going to play a clip of that.
You were told, for example, that Mr. Floyd died because his heart was too big. You heard that testimony. And now, having seen all the evidence, having heard all the evidence, you know the truth. And the truth of the matter is that the reason George Floyd is dead is because Mr. Chauvin's heart was too small.
How did you come up with that? Where did that come from? It's so effective.
Probably from my Southern United States upbringing, truth be told. And I consider it just a gift, frankly, in that most of the things I talk about, I usually see pictures first. And when I use analogies, I just to speak to the picture I just saw. And when I thought about this case, that was the picture that came to mind, given all their focus on his heart issues, his high blood pressure, the narrowing of the arteries, and focus on his heart. When Mr. Chauvin had the heart of a 9-year-old little girl, George Floyd would still be alive. And it just went, that's it. And so I went to the team, went to the workshop, and the team has said, that is the line you should end on. And so I did, but it just seemed to capture to me the whole case. It captured the use of force. It captured the causation. It captured the callous indifference. It captured it all. And it captured the idea that they're trying to make George Floyd the focal point. When there wasn't anything that George Floyd had on the date he was killed, no condition he hadn't lived with for years and years and years. And what was different was what happened in that 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Believe your eyes. He had brought it all back to that. But the imagery, whether it is that phrase or whether it's talking about bouquet of humanity or any other phrases like that, they're just the pictures that come. And so you just put them into words because that's what I see. And then you sort of translate it into the images that you see. I think that's maybe Southern because the people I grew up with all speak that way all the time. So
I'm jealous.
No, you can come visit. You know.
And you also mentioned, if he'd had the heart of a 9-year-old. And again, in your rebuttal, you mentioned that even, this is common sense. In fact, a child can understand it. When the 9-year-old girl said, "Get off," that's how simple it was. It was just a matter of common sense. So again, is that a matter of it just came straight to you because this is a picture that was in your mind and you were trying to convey to the jury?
The notion, so simple a child could understand it, is frankly a phrase I've heard. And believe it or not, Mr. Slisher is a pretty good church-going fellow himself. And so we had heard phrases like, so simple a child can understand.
Thank you for listening to the Advocacy Podcast, Journeys to Excellence. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe and visit us at theadvocacypodcast.com for reading lists and other resources. Until next time.